Hello and welcome to The Third Rail. I'm Sera, here with Nick and Sacha. Later in the show, Valentine's Day, and watch out, there's a Hitler impersonator on the loose. But first, the Q Society dinner. What a controversial event that was. So the Q Society, which is an anti-Islam group, held a fundraising dinner to raise money to fight a defamation lawsuit brought against it and some of its members. And there are a number of prominent speakers at this event who said some pretty outrageous things about Muslims and gay people.
Ross Cameron was there, wasn't he?
Ross Cameron was there, Angry Anderson, they were the ones in Sydney, Larry Pickering too, and we had, I think, Cory Bernardi and George Christensen in Melbourne.
Yep.
Nick, what's your take on it? Free speech?
Well, yeah, free speech. I should just clarify, I believe the defamation suit's against Kirralie Smith, and she's the leader of the Allah Party, the ALA. She's been kicking around with Angry for a while. Yeah. They campaigned together, I don't know, in the last few months. But anyway, what else do these people have to say? That's my question. Like, you can get up, you can say all these like nasty things about people that nobody got behind. There was no public support, no going like, yeah, man, I really liked your homoerotic spiel about ancient Rome.
What was one of the quotes from the meeting was, you know, we don't like Muslims, but you got to give them a bit of credit. At least they push pillow biters off buildings or something.
People were like, people understandably, they were shocked and they were pissed off, but
not the people there though.
Yeah, well, I
maybe
think
some of them were.
I think there would have been people who would have been shocked there.
I just wonder when they campaign for free speech, what do they want the right to say? Because clearly they can say whatever they want, and they are. And people, what's the reaction we're meant to be having here? Am I meant to applaud you for saying awful things and say, I'm glad that you can say that in this society?
Yeah, but you have to admit, it's building steam. This sort of, it's an ideology now. You know, it's been pretty much pushed from the other end of the world to here. People are getting more confidence and they feel like that if they're not able to come out and say these things, then it's going against their democratic rights, which in some ways is true. But at the same time, when you've got on your website that your principles of Australian culture, of things like fair go and mateship, and then in the next breath you go out of your way to totally contradict that. I mean, it boggles the mind.
Yeah.
And the other thing too I thought was interesting was that the location of at least the Melbourne meeting was completely secret. And so people had to go to St Kilda, get on a bus, and then they were taken to the place, which I thought was really interesting. These are people who want to talk about free speech and, you know, they want to defend free speech, but they want to keep their meetings secret to keep protesters out.
And on top of that, they revoked the invites they'd put out to the press after what happened in Sydney. So they invited like the Herald and whoever to go along, and then got up and said like, thanks for coming from the Sydney Morning homosexual. I just gave like those speeches were ridiculous. I'm actually less concerned at some level with like the anti-Muslim and the anti-gay sentiments than just how little sense people on those podiums are making.
I know, it sort of makes you wonder. Like I was always of the view, and I'm starting to change my mind about it, that you've got to shut down these sorts of groups, because I do think that they have the potential to cause real damage to the fabric of society. But you know, when I heard what was being said, I thought, you know,
let
these
them
people
undo
say
themselves.
It. Yeah, exactly.
That's
like,
it.
maybe let them say it, and they'll just fall apart.
I think if you actually go against them having that right to say what they want, it makes the people who are trying to censor them look even worse than them. You know, so you got to just let them do what they do, because everyone else is. If I don't like the colour blue, I'm allowed to say that. Well, this is pretty much the same thing. But one thing that I've noticed is that the university has to be held accountable here. Victoria. Well, what university was it? Was it Victoria University?
Where it was held.
Yeah, that's right. And they've come out and said that they're going to be reviewing the administrative processes here to find out what actually happened and how these people actually got into the university and had the event there. But I actually thought, how can you organise this thing without knowing who's coming into the campus, right? And not only that, how much security? You saw that the people actually had to be taken through a secret route. This all takes organisation, preparation, and especially for security personnel, they have to have plans and these sorts of things so they can sort of figure out how things are going to be done logistically. Yeah. So I think the university has a lot to answer for.
How did this happen, and what does the Q stand for?
It's a very good question.
I don't know, but there's no I in front of it, which I think is
says a lot. It says a lot. So, Jane Park from Scotland, the lady behind me here.
Scotland.
Oh, that's how you say it, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Scotland.
Jane Park from Scotland won about 1.6 million in a Euro lottery and is now considering suing the lottery operator
How dare they?
Yeah. No, damn
after
right.
saying that the money ruined her life. It ruined her.
It does do that to people.
It does.
But yet
do it
we
to
all
people.
want it.
We do.
Why?
I don't know.
Why do we do this?
I
mean-
would love for my life to be ruined like that.
It would be a good way, right? At least there was a sense of, I don't know,
fuck, I wish I couldn't
unpredictability
afford all
there.
this
Thinking that you're
cocaine.
going to have
Bloody hell. Well, look, this is what she had to say. She said she was 17 when she won. She's 21 now. And what she said was she wishes she had no money most days. She says to herself, my life would be so much easier if I hadn't won.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, seriously. And she's seriously considering suing.
Yeah, but
The
you know what?
gaming operator?
I think we should maybe look at this from a bird's eye view. I mean, we're all chasing the dollar. You know, one way or another, we're a slave to the dollar, every single one of us. But here's somebody who was given all this money, didn't have to work for
Yeah.
it, and yet she still finds herself to be unhappy. Now, her definition of unhappy is completely different to all of ours, right? We all have these individual thoughts on what we believe is the ultimate, right?
Yes.
She's obviously gotten to the crest and then, boom, fallen. But the
But
issue...
she's fallen with her designer shoes and her Range Rover.
Yeah, but
right.
she says she's got all these things, but she still feels hollow. Something tells me that she was a hollow individual to begin
Exactly.
with, without the money. So you're
not
up.
gonna change
You're
it.
up.
How are you going to sue somebody for giving it? Like, I assume that she can't, lawyer.
I don't know. I have
how would
no
you-
idea whether she would really be able
would-
to. I
it
guess
would-
she'd say that they owe her some duty of care to, I don't know.
think
because
Mate, she did get
I
it
have no
very
idea.
young. I guess there's that. but-
17 years of age. Because in Britain, apparently, with this specific lottery, people 16 years and older are allowed to buy lottery tickets. Now, here in Australia, it's 18.
It's 18,
It's
I think.
18,
Yeah.
yeah. So
But she's been getting financial advice and help. Like the operator has actually given her access to
Yeah.
that sort of help. So
Yeah.
I'm like, what else can they do for you? Next time, don't buy a lottery ticket.
no, not only that. I mean, she sits there and complaining about her friends, and they talk about how they're complaining about not having any money. You know, get some new friends, man. You've got money. You don't have to hang around these idiots you hung around before.
You
That's
don't.
why you have money. That's why you're trying to have access to money to get rid of everything. Wife, friends, start afresh.
At least find some rich friends, and then you won't feel so bad. I think that's a really good point.
No, it is. I mean, that's what people. That's all men want to become rich for, right? I mean, at the beginning of time, we all think to ourselves, okay, well, here I am.
we go.
I've been born into a specific position.
Yeah.
I hope one day I can have all the cars, vagina, and money
Oh, for God's
possible.
sake.
No, it's
Seriously?
true.
Is
It's
it-
true.
Is
Am
that
I
what
right?
men
That's
want?
the only thing that men do anything for.
Anything
is-
for it's for money and
and
for
sex,
the and
yeah.
sex. That's
Right,
right. They're
okay.
hoping that it actually amounts to that.
Actually, they don't care that much about the money. The money is like the thing in the middle.
That's right.
On
If
the
they
Get
other
could,
the other
side,
thing.
if
Yeah.
they could bypass that and just get that straight away, they'd
I'm
do
always
it.
They would
learning
do it.
so much about
Oh, come on.
you guys on
Come
this
on.
show.
You weren't
should
born
take you
yesterday,
about 2 minutes.
Well, anyway, Jane, just have another think about what you're doing. And
I'll be friends with you. Don't
Yeah,
worry
we'll
about
take
those
your
other
cash.
guys. You know, I'll talk to you. I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. I'll tell you, yeah, you look really unhappy today. Give me the money, whatever you want.
Maybe
What
the
a-
pink rinse just picked her right up.
She's actually, yeah, she's all right. She's done okay. I'm
an attractive
surprised
woman.
she's not blowing a kiss to the camera there.
Well, anyway, that's Jane Park from Scotland, and be careful what you wish for. And now in Austria, there's a man going around looking like Adolf Hitler. He's got the moustache, the haircut, the uniform.
No, is it the uniform?
He apparently has been wearing the uniform. He's in his late 20s, they say, and he has introduced himself as Harold Hitler. And he's on the loose.
Harry Hitler.
Harry Hitler.
So they're trying to,
H&H.
the Austrian authorities are trying to find him because
Heinrich
apparently it's actually illegal. It's a crime in Austria
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
impersonating Hitler, which I thought was really interesting.
It's odd.
I
you know?
think, like,
Isn't that impinging on people's freedoms?
I'd like to know what the
Freedom
Q
of expression.
Society
That's right.
thinks about that.
I know.
Yeah, true.
Why
Yeah.
would you even care about that? I mean, like,
Well, a lot
there's
of-
not several people, like, there aren't reports or intelligence coming in. Look, there are a lot of people just walking around
Yeah.
dressing up like Hitler. We need to stamp out this problem.
Yeah.
You know? It's,
Maybe
There might be.
there might be.
You don't
Maybe
know.
that's why they're doing it. To
And
sort
shit,
of
we
get
don't know
rid of
which
it.
one's the real one.
like,
you know?
I want to
Like-
know, like, if this guy actually gets up in the morning and if he actually thinks to himself, all right, well, I've got to look like Hitler Exactly, right? Or does he just go out some days and dress in board shorts and a singlet
With the moustache.
with the moustache, okay, and just tries to play mind games with people? You know, that's what I'd do.
I don't know.
Definitely.
It's all a bit bizarre because he's been hanging around Hitler's birthplace, as I understand it, as well.
Yeah.
So he's obviously got
Lights
a
a candle.
thing for Hitler.
Yeah.
He describes himself as Harold Hitler.
A lot of people have a thing for him. I mean,
they?
especially there are people around the world who still read
Well,
Mein
true.
Kampf and you know.
True. Or
the
neo-Nazis,
That's
yeah.
right. Those wizards in America.
Yep, there'd be elements. There'd be elements of probably
Big time.
in the US.
That's true, and increasingly, like the phrase "Hitler was right" is being thrown around heaps more.
Really?
Yeah, it is because of the whole backslide of the world over the past few years or so, and
How is he
no,
right?
it's true because there's been like a global regression, you know, because there
Yeah.
was a big backlash against PC and everything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
And so
true.
people increasingly, they probably always thought it, and now they just say it. They're like, you know, he had some good ideas.
That Hitler.
yeah.
Well, maybe it's a good idea then that the Austrians have made it a criminal
Yeah, but like,
offence.
how long does this have to stay a law, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, admittedly, it would be what, since 1945 they've had this law, and how many Hitler impersonators do you think they've had since then?
We don't know.
First one about 70 years later. I don't think anyone within the first 10 years would have gone, "Hey man, I want to dress up like Hitler. I want to go out there." You'd get killed. Okay.
Well, maybe, but maybe you're right. Maybe this whole the way the tide is turning is actually making it fashionable now
I think it is.
to look like Hitler.
Those
So-
hipsters, they sort of look like Hitler.
They do.
They do.
I've often thought they had like Hitler
they
youth
don't.
haircuts.
No,
yeah,
they
they do. They
don't.
get those
Look at
stupid
the
short
beards.
back and sides and
No.
the little part put
That's
in.
right, the part.
And I just thought of a connection. Prince Harry, dressed up as Hitler
That's
a
right.
few
He
years
did.
ago.
He did.
Oh,
he did.
right.
So if he did that in Austria,
He would have
They
been in
put the
trouble.
cuffs on.
I
They
wonder
would've.
if he's still allowed to visit. Is it a sort of law that's, you know, no, you did it once. We don't think we can trust
Yeah,
you.
right. That's a good point. Very good point. I think that's enough on
we have
Adolf.
to check his wardrobe. No, he's cool. He's cool. That's it. What about your razors? Yep, they're there. Okay, good. Keep on using
no,
them.
that's a
Alright.
headband for my sweaters. Yeah.
So it's Valentine's Day this week. A time to share the love.
Yeah.
Or, you know, as KFC New Zealand are trying to get people to do, share a bouquet of fried chicken.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Bouquet.
Do you think
No.
they're trying to appeal to their Maori customers
What
in
is
some
it?
way?
Well, look, I don't know, but apparently there is all sorts of other KFC in other countries is doing similar kinds of things, from what I understand. But basically, there's a competition that KFC New Zealand are running, and you can put your hand up to win a bouquet of fried chicken.
Does that
You
just
can
mean
win it.
bucket?
No, a bouquet. You can actually give your loved one a bouquet
Here
of
you
fried
go.
chicken.
Here's some
Who
KFC.
needs flowers? Who needs chocolate?
God bless your thighs.
How would you
Make
feel
them bigger.
about that, Sarah?
I would not be very happy with that.
I don't think I would either.
Now, let's talk personal now.
Personal.
Yeah, Valentine's Day. Have you received anything today
No,
yet?
I haven't.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, well-
Nothing. Nada.
Well, there's another thoughtless prick out there just like me. Thank you.
Nothing here.
Nico?
What about
That's
Nick? What have
something.
you done? Done anything?
No, I went to work and then I came here
That's right.
tonight.
No, but any thoughts? I mean, like, okay.
What would you do? What's your thing?
Look, you are the only one on this desk who's in a new relationship,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Now, obviously, leading into this day, it would have passed through your mind that you might have to do something because she doesn't know the real you yet.
It didn't. Well, and if she wants to find out, I'm going to just keep going with my current plan.
God, poor girl.
Honestly, but like, did it ever pass through your mind on what you're going to do?
Do you know what? I saw a satirical article on my phone about a guy who's like, oh, I thought roses were always $65 per stem. I thought that was the case every day. And at that very point, I went, oh yeah, flowers. Could buy some of them. Then I went, they're so fucking expensive
I know.
on Valentine's.
Yeah,
There's no way
don't
I'm going
it.
to do that.
I reckon change it. I think do it the day after.
Yeah.
She'll be surprised. She'll be like, oh, he thought of me on the day that he's not supposed to
It
think
feels
of me.
like
all.
a bit cheap.
'Cause
It's
it
like
makes her-
Boxing Day sales. You know,
Yeah.
it's about the day.
Not only that, women only want to get stuff so they can show their friends that they're loved
That
at
is
home.
not true.
That
Yes,
is
it is.
That is
absolutely
not
It's
true.
so true.
No, they
I saw
wanna
so
feel
many
loved.
women walking around the city today with all these roses and whatever, and I'm thinking, how many of those blokes are just trying to distract you so they can be with their girlfriend?
Oh, come off it. You know, come off it. You're so cynical. You know, where is the love in that heart of yours? I mean, tell you got to let it go. I mean,
let what go?
why can't it be genuine? You know, why can't people genuinely
Because
just
I
wanna
believe in
share
this
that?
world you have to give something to get something, and
Oh,
that's what it's all about.
I just think it's a stupid day.
It
Yeah,
is.
well,
And
it's
who is
commercial.
Saint Valentine? Who is this
Oh, well,
bloke?
actually looked that
don't
up.
know.
I looked it up. Here you go. I thought, hey, what is the history of Valentine's Day? So there are a number of stories, but at least one of them, Saint Valentine, he defied some emperor whose name I can't remember, orders, some emperor's orders, which were basically to ban young men from getting married because the emperor believed
cock
that
blocker.
young men were better soldiers if they weren't committed,
Well, that's
didn't
true,
have
yeah.
families. So he basically banned young men from getting married.
Sounds like a
But
distraction.
Saint Valentine said, no, I am not going to stand in the way of love. And he continued to marry people who came to him to be married. And then he died for it.
Really?
So I think that's a pretty powerful
Well, look,
kind of
come
story.
on. I mean, like, you got to think of it from the king's point of view. There, I mean, you can't have soldiers out there and people wanting to, go to war with love on their mind. You just can't do that. Saddam Hussein knew the same thing. Stalin. I mean,
They banned Valentine's Day, did they?
No. Well, they push for hate and they push for things that are going to get them the desired result. They're pragmatists, you see.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting. I then tracked through the rest of the history, and apparently in the Middle Ages, from the Middle Ages on, the reason the middle of February became the sort of time was because in France and England, February 14 was the day that the birds start mating.
Ooh.
So there you go.
That's so
very-
lame. How
very
the birds
interesting.
are mating. Oh, that's so
Just
great.
makes
Very
me think of
interesting.
lice.
Oh, God.
It
But,
does.
honestly, though, do you think most people today, are women who aren't getting a present today, are they going to take their partners to task?
Some
for
of
it?
them will.
Yeah?
Some of them will.
What about yourself?
I won't. No,
Why
I
not?
won't. I've been married for a long time. I don't need a present on
You
Valentine's
don't?
Day. No.
God love your brain.
Yeah.
Can
I
we
like
just
that. I don't
implant
the
that into
special
somebody
days.
else's?
I don't like
Yeah, I'm
any
not
of
into that
I don't
either.
like these
Yeah.
days where you have to. Oh, it's big charitable
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
But, like you wouldn't do it any other day.
That's right.
It's bullshit.
Doesn't it make it more disingenuous if you
I
only
think
do it on that
does.
one
And
day?
you know
Yeah.
what? It's conformist, and it's just totally. It's kind of thoughtless in a way to go. Oh yeah, I have to buy the flowers today because the 14th of fucking February.
Yeah.
When really, it's a much better time to sit around cooking in this like revolting heat and wondering what the fuck happened to your life.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I do that every day, but look, I think regardless
So do
of
I.
that, I do that too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, look, don't listen to them. Happy Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. I hope you've had a lovely day.
ladies, call me. I'm a catch.
And yeah, real catch. You really don't want to
Yeah.
go there. And hope you had a lovely day. Whether you're with someone, without someone, whatever it is, share the love.
Without someone, you had a great day.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Have a
See
nice
ya.
day.
Thanks for watching The Third Rail. Bye.